What if I told you that you could turn an empty piece of land, no construction, no building permits, and without spending a fortune, into a luxury tourist accommodation that generates income from the very first month? Today you'll discover how glamping, one of the fastest growing industries in global tourism, allows you to create a profitable, eco-friendly, and unique business using prefab modular houses that you can import from China, ready to install. You don't need to be an architect nor have experience in hospitality. All you need is vision, determination, and this information. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you the most affordable and luxurious structures you can bring, how they work, how much you can charge per night, and how to transform an ordinary piece of land into a high-value daily source of tourist income. This isn't a project for the distant future. It's a real model you can start right now. This is where your next business begins. Glamping, a term born from the fusion of glamour and camping, is no longer a passing trend or a millennial whim. Today it's a solid industry, experiencing global expansion, transforming both tourism and the way rural spaces are used. According to the latest Grandview research report, the global glamping market exceeded $2.35 billion in 2022 and is projected to reach $5.94 billion by 2030, with a compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of 10.2%. This growth rate surpasses that of the traditional hotel industry, revealing that glamping is not just another accommodation option, but a structural transformation in global tourism demand. This phenomenon has a clear explanation. Consumer behavior is changing. New generations of travelers, especially millennials, born between 1981 and 1996, digital nomads, eco-conscious families, and young couples, are not just looking for a comfortable place to sleep. What they truly want are memorable experiences, authentic contact with nature, privacy, design, sustainability, and a sense of exclusivity. The pandemic accelerated this trend. Millions realized the value of silence, greenery, open air, and emotional design applied to rest. Today, according to Booking.com, more than 66% of travelers are willing to pay extra for accommodations that are sustainable or that offer a direct connection with the natural environment. Mass tourism, characterized by impersonal hotels, gray buildings, and generic experiences, is giving way to a more conscious, selective, and immersive form of travel. In this new scenario, glamping has not only found its place, it has taken the lead. Why? Because it meets all the demands of the modern traveler with a simpler, more flexible, and more profitable model. Latin America represents one of the regions with the greatest potential for this type of business. Countries like Colombia, Mexico, Ecuador, Peru, Chile, and Argentina have thousands of rural, mountainous, coastal, and jungle hectares that today are underutilized or simply unproductive. Much of this land belongs to families, entrepreneurs, or investors who don't know how to monetize it or believe that large infrastructure is required to generate income. Nothing could be further from the truth. With a relatively accessible investment, these lands can be transformed into sources of monthly passive income, without construction, without building permits, and without debt. To illustrate with concrete numbers, a single well-designed glamping module, including a comfortable bed, private bathroom, attractive design, natural view, and inspiring decor, can rent for between $50 and $120 per night, depending on geographic location, decoration, added experiences, bonfire, jacuzzi, hikes, country breakfast, etc., and the booking platform. In areas like Colombia's coffee region, Tulum in Mexico, Peru's Sacred Valley, or Argentina's Patagonia, these rates can be even higher. With a moderate occupancy of 20 nights a month, not even full occupancy, that represents monthly income between $1,000 and $2,400 per module. Now imagine having 3 glamping units running at the same time. You could be generating between $3,000 and $7,000 gross per month, with low operating costs. And we're not only talking about profits. This model is so flexible that you can automate bookings, outsource cleaning and maintenance, and manage the entire operation from your phone using tools like Airbnb Host, Booking Partner, or digital channel managers. With an initial investment starting at just $5,000, it's already possible to have a unit installed and generating income in less than 30 to 45 days. Another important aspect of this opportunity is its return on investment, ROI. While a traditional hotel can take 4 to 7 years to break even, a well-located and well-operated glamping module can reach break-even in less than 10 months, sometimes even sooner if combined with digital marketing, tourism packages, or partnerships with operators. And unlike fixed construction, these structures can be dismantled,
located or sold, or reduces risks and allows quicker pitch to market shakes.
If this information is opening your mind to a new way of entrepreneurship and you're starting to envision how you could transform your land or capital into something profitable, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think, what questions you have, or which model you'd like to implement. And if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to leave a like and share it with someone who's looking for a real opportunity. This is just the beginning. The glamping model also allows you to diversify income streams. Beyond nightly rentals, you can offer experiences such as romantic dinners, guided hikes, yoga in nature, massages, cultural activities, or even rent your units for photo shoots, celebrations, or retreats. This increases perceived value and boosts margins through complementary services. The real opportunity is not in building a large hotel, competing with chains, or investing millions in infrastructure that takes years to pay off. The real opportunity lies in designing an experience based on a modular, accessible, and scalable model, one that you can set up on your farm, your backyard, or an empty lot, and that allows you to generate real income in a matter of weeks. And most importantly, you don't need prior experience, endless permits, architects, or full-time staff. All you need is vision, determination, and access to the right structures. The market is ready. Travelers are already looking for this. The only thing missing is someone like you daring to offer it. One of the great advantages of modular houses for glamping is that the installation process is surprisingly simple, fast, and accessible to anyone, even without construction experience. Unlike traditional builds, which can take 12 to 24 months, requiring municipal permits, environmental licenses, engineers, architects, and large crews, modular prefab homes arrive ready to assemble, like a luxury technical kit. It's literally like building a high-end house with step-by-step instructions. The process begins with choosing the right type of structure according to the land conditions and climate. You can select models for cold climates, domes or closed structures with insulation, warm climates, ventilated safari tents, humid environments, elevated container-style structures, or mixed climates, foldable tiny houses that adapt easily. Once the model is defined, you can purchase directly from trusted suppliers on platforms like Alibaba, Made in China, or specialized housing structure websites. You can also contact certified manufacturers who exhibit at fairs such as the Canton Fair, where the world's largest exporters of modular housing are concentrated. These houses arrive packaged as modular kits, typically including galvanized steel or treated wood frames, sandwich thermal insulation panels, waterproof PVC or aluminum roofing, adjustable leveling bases, window and door frames, basic electrical installation, hydraulic points, and in some cases integrated furniture or dry toilets. The parts are numbered and organized by sections, base, structure, roof, interiors, and suppliers usually provide a technical manual and instructional videos. Installation can be done on level or slightly sloped ground. You don't need traditional concrete foundations. A compacted base, mechanical anchors, or lightweight support piles are sufficient depending on the design. With basic tools such as drills, levels, hex keys, screw guns, and circular saws, 2 or 3 people can complete the assembly within 3 to 7 days per unit, including electrical connections, finishes, and testing. The most popular designs in the glamping sector today include geodesic domes, futuristic design, thermal efficiency, and durability. They typically measure 6 to 10 meters in diameter with galvanized steel structures and multi-layer coverings, PVC, Oxford fabric, and foam insulation. Some feature panoramic windows and skylights. Prices range from $2,500 to $5,000 depending on size, height, and interior finishes. Container homes, shipping style. Repurposed or prefabricated structures with standard measurements, 20 or 40 feet. Adapted as housing, they can include a bathroom, kitchen, double-glazed windows, insulation, vinyl or wood floors, and full electrical installation. A 6-meter unit costs between $4,000 and $6,000, while a 12-meter unit with a bathroom and minimalist design is priced around $7,000 to $8,000. Luxury safari tents. very popular in tropical and jungle areas. They feature an elevated wooden base and a PVC canvas roof with UV and antifungal treatments. Some models include integrated dry bathrooms and heavy canvas dividers for multiple spaces. Prices range from $1,800 to $3,500, allowing entire camps to be set up with low environmental impact. Foldable tiny houses. Mobile structures with sliding or retractable panels. They arrive pre-assembled and can be set up within hours. Some models expand from 2.5 meters wide to more than 6 meters, with kitchens, bathrooms, foldable beds, desks, and hidden storage. Prices range from $6,000 to $12,000, depending on folding system, energy autonomy, solar panels optional, and finishes. All these structures are mass-produced in highly automated Chinese factories using state-of-the-art machinery, industrial CNC for cutting and drilling, fiber laser machines for precision metal parts, hydraulic molding presses, robotic welders, and electrostatic powder coating lines, guaranteeing flawless finishes, rapid production, and standardized quality control. When importing, you can buy a single unit as a test, starting at $1,800, or optimize by shipping a 40-foot container with 3 to 5 complete houses, depending on size. Maritime shipping costs from China to Latin America range between $1,000 and $2,000 per container, with transit times of 25 to 30 days, 40 days depending on destination, customs, and season. And if you're wondering how to import these modular houses from China without complications, without speaking Chinese, and without falling into scams, I've left a link in the description. There you'll find a clear step-by-step guide showing you how to contact reliable suppliers, calculate your costs, manage logistics, and bring your first unit ready to install. If you already have the land and the motivation, that guide is the bridge between the idea and reality. Once they arrive at the port, you can nationalize the shipment with the help of a customs broker or as an occasional importer. Import taxes depend on the country, but are typically between 10% and 19% of the CIF value, product plus shipping plus insurance. Setting up on your land requires far less logistics than conventional construction. In many countries, no building permits are required for these temporary structures, accelerating market entry. Here's the most interesting part. With an initial investment of just $2,000 to $7,000, you can have your first unit installed and ready for guests. By listing it on platforms like Airbnb, Booking, Glamping Hub, or social media, you can validate the model in less than 30 days and start generating real income. For example, if one unit rents at $80 per night with 60% occupancy, you would generate more than $1,400 per month, recovering your investment in 4 to 6 months. And if demand grows, you simply import more units and repeat the process. No new construction, no additional permits, no complex studies. The model is replicable, modular, eco-friendly, and profitable. This is the new paradigm in hospitality. Less concrete, more experience. Less bureaucracy, more results. One of the biggest attractions of modular houses for glamping is their commercial versatility. These structures not only allow you to create luxury alternative accommodations, but they also open multiple monetization paths. From operating your own glamping site to reselling units, renting them for events, or becoming a service provider for installation. The model isn't limited to one customer type or one revenue stream. Here's how you can turn these structures into a solid, diversified business. Model 1. Operate your own glamping site. If you own land, whether rural, ecotouristic, or near attractions, you can install one or several units and offer boutique-style lodging. Unlike traditional hotels, no front desk or costly infrastructure is needed. With a $5,000 investment per unit, you can set up a complete module that rents on Airbnb, Booking, Glamping Hub, or even Instagram at rates from $60 to $150 per night depending on design, location, and services. With 60% occupancy, a single unit can generate $1,100 to $2,700 monthly. Imagine 3 to 5 units with constant rotation. You'd be billing $3,000 to $10,000 monthly from your land, with minimal operating costs and no intermediaries. Model 2. Reselling modular houses. Many people want to enter the business but don't know how to import. If you've already done the process, you can bring 3+ units per container and resell them locally with a 30% to 60% margin, taking advantage of the lack of local suppliers in Latin America. For instance, if a unit costs $3,000 landed, you can resell it for $4,500 to $5,000 installed or with technical assistance, generating $1,500 to $2,000 profit per unit. Perfect for positioning yourself as a local or regional distributor. Model 3. Event rentals. An underexploited but high-demand model. Dome-style houses, safari tents, or bohemian tents can be used for weddings, retreats, corporate camps, festivals, or weekend experiences. Here, you don't sell or host. You rent the structure temporarily for $150 to $600 per day, depending on size and event type. All you need is transport, setup, and takedown. A highly attractive niche for those with mobility and logistics capacity. Model 4. Installation and customization services. Many buyers don't know how to assemble, decorate, or adapt these houses. If you master the process, you can offer turnkey services, structure plus transport plus installation plus decor. This model allows you to charge $500 to $1,500 per project, depending on complexity, and form partnerships with rural real estate, tourist farms, or eco-village developers. You can also choose a collaborative model, glamping in partnership. If you have the capital to import the houses, you can partner with people who own land but don't have the money. In this case, you provide the infrastructure, they provide the space, and together, you operate the business under a revenue-sharing model. You can even replicate this system across several regions, creating your own network of associated glampings under a single brand, giving you scale without assuming all the land and operating costs. And finally, there's the possibility of combining all of the above into a hybrid model, operating your own glamping site while reselling houses, offering installation services, and renting structures for events. This approach allows you to create multiple income streams around a single modular structure, taking advantage of the growing demand for unique, eco-friendly, and flexible experiences. The true magic of this business is that you don't need to pick just one path. You can start with a single unit to validate the model, rent it on weekends while learning about logistics, and then use that experience to become a supplier, trainer, or franchisor. Many successful entrepreneurs began this way, one single house on a forgotten piece of land, and today they operate sustainable tourist complexes, export structures, or design experiences across their entire country. The market is broad, the investment is low, the margins are high, and demand keeps growing. The only thing missing is a decision. Are you going to be the one hosting tourists or the one still dreaming of doing it? One of the most powerful aspects of the modular glamping model is its practical, fast, and scalable growth. Unlike conventional hotels, which require high upfront costs, complex urban permits, bank financing, architects, and months of construction, this model allows you to start small, test the real market, and grow in phases, without heavy infrastructure or massive debt. You can start with just one unit, whether it's a dome, a container home, or a safari tent. You set it up on your own land, or rented land, listed on Airbnb or Booking, decorate it with taste, and in less than 30 days you can already be receiving your first guests. This first stage is crucial. Not only do you recover your investment quickly, but you also gain experience, real reviews, photos, and market validation. It's what many entrepreneurs call a glamping MVP, minimum viable product. Once you prove demand, growth can be progressive and controlled. You might install a second unit after 3 or 4 months, and from there scale with a reinvestment plan. Many glamping owners start with a single structure and within a year already have 3 to 6 units operating, generating stable monthly revenues of $4,000 to $10,000 with occupancy rates of 60% or more. All this without major debt, without external investors, and with total control of the business. Even better, the model is 100% replicable in different lands and regions. You can apply the same format in various municipalities, climates, or ecosystems. A mountain glamping, a beach glamping, a forest glamping, adapting design and pricing to each audience. You can also scale through franchise models, partnerships, or operational leases. For example, you could import 5 units, install one for yourself, and lease the other 4 to tour operators who pay you either per use or a revenue percentage. This way you expand income without increasing your operational load. Another way to scale is by adding high-margin complementary services. Outdoor jacuzzis, bonfires, breakfast included, private dinners, romantic decorations, guided hikes, bike rentals, massages, meditation workshops, yoga, or birdwatching tours. All of these extras can raise the average guest ticket from $80 to over $180 USD per night, without adding more structures. This means your business grows in revenue without increasing complexity. You can also scale into related verticals, becoming a supplier of prefab houses for new glamping projects, advising entrepreneurs who want to replicate your model, selling ebooks or courses on how to start glamping, or operating glamping sites on third-party land under management contracts. This type of expansion allows you to become a brand, a community, or even a regenerative tourism network. And the best part, scalability is flexible, fast, and low risk. If one unit doesn't perform well in a certain location, you can dismantle and move it. If one piece of land stops being attractive, you can migrate the entire operation. The model doesn't tie you to a single spot or require fixed foundations. It's operational freedom turned into business. With progressive investment, a clear strategy, and the willingness to learn, you can go from a single unit on forgotten land to running your own sustainable tourist complex in 12 to 18 months, desired by travelers and profitable in the long run. This is how modern hospitality businesses are built, step by step, unit by unit, experience by experience. We live in an era where many entrepreneurs paralyze themselves waiting for the perfect business, one with low investment, high demand, fast growth, easy to manage, and that makes them proud. But while some keep waiting for the planets to align, others, the ones who act, are already leveraging simple, proven, and profitable models that work worldwide. Glamping with modular houses is not a fad. It's a real response to a global shift. People don't want more concrete or impersonal hotels. They want experiences, nature, inspiration, silence, design, and authenticity. And you can offer all of that without building from scratch, without heavy infrastructure, without endless permits. All you need is vision to see what others still don't. You don't need to be an architect or have a fortune in the bank or decades of tourism experience. What you really need is determination to take the first step and an open mind to learn. Because this business isn't built on luxury, it's built on impact. It's not about raising walls, it's about raising emotions. You don't sell nights of accommodation, you create memories. And when you understand that, you're already ahead of most people. The most common mistake aspiring entrepreneurs make is believing everything must be perfect before they start. The perfect name, polished brand, full budget, ideal team, dream location. But the truth is very different. Successful businesses are built along the way, while being executed. It's not about how much you know, but how much you're willing to learn in practice. Real growth comes from action, not endless planning. Being an entrepreneur isn't about having a big idea. It's about having the courage to turn an idea into reality, even without all the answers at the start. It's about taking what you already have today, that forgotten piece of land, that modest savings, that spark of wanting to do something different, and turning it into something that works, that adds value, that generates income. You don't need more resources. You need to use better the ones you already have. And if you think about it, the glamping business with modular houses lays everything out clearly. It lets you start with low investment, enter a market with rising demand, set up your first unit in weeks, recover your investment in just a few months, scale step by step, replicate in different places, and, most importantly, design a lifestyle on your own terms. A business that doesn't trap you within four walls, but connects you with land, people, and the stories you'll create. Today, starting your own tourist accommodation doesn't depend on massive infrastructure. It depends on you, on your mindset, your commitment, and your ability to adapt to new ways of entrepreneurship. Because this is no longer the world of big hotel chains. This is the world of experience creators. And if you dare to be one, you're just one step away from transforming not only your land, but your entire life. Now you know. What looks like a simple tent, a container, or a tiny prefab house is actually a daily income machine. A concrete tool to transform forgotten land, postponed ideas, or stagnant capital into high-value tourist experiences with quick returns and real expansion potential. Best of all, you don't need construction, endless permits, architects, or investors. You can start with less than $5,000, set up your first unit in weeks, and have your business running in under 30 days. While others are still dreaming of opening a hotel someday, you can start with a single unit today and scale at your own pace, with control, without debt, and with freedom. This is not a future plan or a business theory. This is a proven model already working worldwide. It's simple, functional, and accessible. And if you're reading this, you're already closer than ever to making it real. If you want to learn how to import these houses from China safely, without speaking Chinese, without scams, and with a clear step-by-step route, click the link in the description. There you'll find a complete guide showing you how to choose reliable suppliers, calculate real costs, manage shipping, and bring your first structure right to your land. Subscribe if you haven't yet, leave a like if this information inspired you, and tell me in the comments, do you see yourself starting with accommodation, with reselling, or with event rentals? Which of these paths feels right for you? Remember this, the best land isn't the one you already own, it's the one you decide to use. And if you take action today, you could be building not just a glamping unit, but an entirely new life.